Well guys, it is official. We are now officially in Nintendo Direct season. Yes, it is the 1st of February, and with that being said, we are now in the February Direct season where we're normally getting our first Direct of the year, showcasing all the games and goodies that we can expect in the year, and based off of the rumors, it sounds like this Direct could air as soon as next week, which is super exciting, and there's a lot of stuff that we have to talk about that they could show off. Now, we made videos talking about that this Direct probably won't be very huge. This Direct will probably focus on very small titles, such as remakes, remasters, some stuff that we already know, and just little things, maybe a couple of few little surprises here and there. And that's about it. And once again, that's what the rumors have been suggesting, that this is relatively a small show that's going to be followed up by a big Switch 2 presentation in around March or April, which is super exciting because that's probably where we're going to get the bulk of the big titles coming in the future. But that doesn't mean that this Nintendo Direct coming up isn't going to have one special surprise for us. One really big game, or one last game for the Nintendo Switch, or maybe some special big game that they want to show off in the far future. So today I'm here to talk about what the big game of the upcoming Nintendo Direct could be. If there is going to be one, let's talk about what actually could be on the table and what possibly could be shown as the one last thing of the Nintendo Direct. Because personally, I think they're going to start the Direct with something a little smaller, maybe something like a Metroid Prime 2 remaster or another smaller scale remaster, and then they might end the show with something a lot bigger. But let's dive into what they're going to end the show with. But before we get started, stop what you're doing. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you guys are excited for this upcoming Nintendo Direct. Let me know by just subscribing. It's all you got to do. It'll take a quick second. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let's jump into what this big special reveal could be. So honestly, there's only one big original title that I think we could get on Nintendo Switch before it eventually heads out to the next console. And it literally just boils down to one IP that I think could make this cut. And that's Donkey Kong. It is crazy to me that there is still no original Donkey Kong on the Switch. With Tropical Freeze coming out in 2014 for the Nintendo Wii U, and then dropped on the Switch in 2018, the same exact game just with an added easy mode with Funky Kong, we are desperately in need for new content from Donkey Kong. Whether it's a 2D game or a 3D game, we've been hearing rumors of potentially both coming, yet we have seen nothing of any of the sorts. The only thing that we've gotten is Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is still a Mario game at heart. So where is Donkey Kong at? Well, the only thing that we have to go off of is that there's been some recent rumors and whispers of something Donkey Kong that could be happening during this show coming up, but apparently it's not Donkey Kong Country related. That's all we know, because that comes from Necro Felipe, that it's just not going to be country. So is it going to be a new style of 2D Donkey Kong? Is it going to be a 3D Donkey Kong? It's really hard to say right now. My bet is probably 2D Donkey Kong, and I think this is one of the only brand new titles and big surprises that we could get in the entire show. Now, like I said, with that being the last big game, I feel like anything else that would be the end of the show that's currently for the current Nintendo Switch would be like a big remake or a big remaster of some sorts to really get people hyped up, the same way they ended the last Nintendo Direct with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And once again, when it comes to a big remake that could get people super excited, the only thing I can think of is another Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time game, like they did on the 3DS, but this one obviously being even more beautiful looking and from the ground up, remade completely for Nintendo Switch. This could be enough to get people super excited at the end of the show and not really show anything super demanding or like a whole brand new title. That way they can end the Nintendo Switch with a really fun remake and stuff before moving on to new announcements for the next console. There are reports saying this Direct is supposed to be heavy on Zelda and finally making Zelda fans happy, so who knows? We'll probably get some Wind Waker, Twilight Princess in there, but I don't think those two games are big enough to end the show and be like the big reveal. I think an Ocarina of Time from the ground up remake definitely would be one of those ideas to end the show with. And once again, you gotta give me a break because all we can go off of is leaks and rumors right now because there's not a lot Nintendo has given us, but there apparently is a new leaker on the scene known as Tommy Bear Knows, and they've given me some information and they've been on Twitter kind of racking up some views now and some eyes are looking at them, but apparently they're saying that there's going to be a big Nintendo Direct next week, and they showcase all the things that could be there, including an old Mario game remake, which actually might allude to Super Mario Land coming for some reason. I don't know why Nintendo would do that. That doesn't sound right to me. But anyways, yes, apparently we're getting Mario Wonder DLC. Now, this also was not going to be on my bingo card because I felt like they were just essentially done with Mario Wonder, and that the fact that they're moving on to the next console soon, it just made it seem like they were just going to wrap up on all DLC. But you got to remember also that Splatoon 3 is going to have DLC rolling out all the way until the end of this year. That includes all types of free content and stuff, and for one, side order still has to come out. So there's a very good chance that maybe Nintendo racks in on one more game having DLC, and that could be Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But could this be an end of the show announcement? That's the question, where personally, I don't necessarily think so. And even if this game is going to get DLC, I could see it just being maybe an extra world or two with maybe some actual real boss battles this time around. But besides that, I don't really see much else coming to this. I mean, if anything, I feel like it might even be free DLC where they just add some extra hard challenges or something like that, or maybe like an extra character, which doesn't matter because the characters don't do anything different besides the easy mode characters like Yoshi and Nabbit. So they could easily throw in like a Wario or Rosalina or even Pauline or something along those lines and just make people happy with that. But yeah, in terms of ending the show, unless it's a massive chunk of DLC, I really don't know if this would happen. And also, if there is a big 3D open world Mario game coming at the end of this year, this might conflict with it a little bit unless this DLC releases in the summer or something. So definitely keep your eyes out on that, but take everything with a grain of salt for now. Jumping back onto that Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door HD game, I feel like there could be another game that people really used to love and it just come back and be a big like remaster reveal and just big enough to get people super excited at the end of the show. And I feel like there's two games they could do this with. I feel like they could easily do it with Kir Icarus Uprising, a game that people have been begging and asking for years. Even Sakurai himself said he would love to see it. So that could happen, or maybe something like F-Zero GX. For F-Zero fans, after the last Direct, finally getting that F-Zero 99 game on Switch Online, and then finally getting F-Zero GX now, I think would get people super excited. It's nothing super gigantic or huge or anything like that like we would normally predict at the end of Direct, but like I said, this Direct is looking like it's going to be a lot smaller than normal, so don't get your hopes too high. And then that's pretty much it for the original Nintendo Switch right now, because I feel like there's still a small chance that we could get something announced for Switch 2. Like at the very end, if they have nothing else that's really big enough for the regular Switch, I feel like they definitely could give us a trailer for a huge Switch 2 game and just not tell us it's for Switch 2. Remember, we went into the Switch presentation knowing about one of their biggest games being Breath of the Wild already. Everything else was revealed there. So maybe we go into the Switch 2 presentation already knowing about a game because they revealed it during this Nintendo Direct. They don't even have to talk about the new console at all. Like literally just show a trailer for this new game, have everybody just jaw dropped, and then just say it's coming at the end of the year. They don't even have to say it's coming for the Switch. But they could easily do this with the big 3D Mario game. This could be a very extremely average show with just a couple of remakes and remasters, and while everybody's kind of feeling bleh about the Nintendo Direct, they end it with the big open world Mario game and just blow everybody's minds. That would be so phenomenal. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but it could. Who knows? Metroid Prime 4. Oh my goodness, this is a definite way to end the show, just with a huge Metroid Prime 4 trailer, finally showcasing the game, showing what it looks like. Also, once again, for it being a Switch 2 game, just showing us the graphics and letting everybody see it finally would end the show in such a high note. And then the only other possible thing I think is ready right now to maybe show off is a small glimpse, or maybe just like a title card, something for the next Mario Kart game, which apparently is still not going to happen until like the middle or end of next year, apparently. So yeah, we're still a far ways away, but maybe they decided to just show something about it in a very, very early time. I don't know. It's hard to say, but one of these could definitely happen for sure. It's just impossible to predict what Nintendo's going to do, but let me know down below what you think Nintendo is going to go with to end the show, and what big title is it going to be? What big surprise are we going to get in this Nintendo Direct, or are we going to get one at all? Let me know down below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.